Hello guys, uh, this is ServiceNow Basics Part 2. In my previous video in Part 1, I have already covered a few topics there. Okay, that was just starting. In that video, I have already covered overview of ServiceNow, what is ServiceNow, and the basic things or the basic components of ServiceNow, just to give you a feel that uh, how ServiceNow tool looks like and the basic terminologies of ServiceNow. In this part 2 video, I'm going to give you a glance on a few configurations around the basic components. And so, if you are a beginner to ServiceNow, if you are just started learning ServiceNow, then these things are very important to you or very necessary to you so that in future you will get the concepts very easily. Okay, so and in my upcoming videos, I will also be releasing ServiceNow core sessions where I will be covering uh, all the concepts of ITSM in that. So that is more towards ITSM functionality and concepts on more technical side, so that you will get knowledge on that. So but before that, it is very necessary to see all these basic components and basic configurations. Okay, so in this video we are going to cover these things: how to configure form, how to configure list, how to configure views, what are views, and what is the significance of the view. That I have already covered in my previous video in the part 1. You can go and refer that. So if you have not yet visited the part 1 video, I suggest that please go and watch part 1 so that you can link that part to the part 2 video. Okay, next, how to create user roles groups and then create new fields. Okay, so let's pick configuring list and configuring form. Okay, so I will go to my instance, and just for now, I will open the incident list. Okay, so this is my incident list. Here you can see these are all the columns. Columns is related to fields. So these are all the columns on the list view. Okay, so now we actually, when what does it mean by configuring list? So when we say configuring list, that means we have to we have to modify this list. Either we add some more columns, or either we remove some more columns, or we adjust the columns. So how we can do that? When you just right click on this column header, you go to configure and go to this list layout. Here you can see there are two sections, left side and then right side. So left side is these are all the fields which are available on the table. Okay, so if you want to bring any particular field to the list view, you have to move this field to the right side. The right side are the fields which is selected on the list view. So suppose we want to bring this active field, okay, active column to the right side on the list view. So we have to bring it to the right side, and we can adjust it through these arrow keys and at which position we want. Suppose let's put it on the second position. Okay, so that we can do from here. So this is how you configure the list view. Okay, one important thing which you should keep in mind, that while configuring list view, you just be cautious about this views under which view you are configuring the list. Okay, so suppose if I select any other view like self-service. Okay, so if I select self-service view, then you just notice that the number of fields has been refreshed. Okay, So the number of fields which is there on the list view depends on which view you are selected here. Okay. So if you select suppose default view again, then it refreshes your list view. So that's why while adding any field or any column, you should be first very cautious that what view is selected there. Okay. If if suppose if you want to do modifications in default view, but self-service view is selected, then it might be possible that you are doing some wrong configurations in the incorrect view. Okay. So that's why it's very important. So now I again bring the active field and just we click on save. So when you click on save, um, here you see that active field is available after the number. Okay. In this way you can configure the list. Now we there is one more option, like I can't say that is the exact option, but when you see this icon, gear icon, that is for personalized list. There is difference between personalized list and configuring list. Okay. If you are doing personalized list, then suppose if I add these two fields, okay, beside active, and I just click OK. So here you are personalizing the list. That means you are just changing the list view for your profile only. Okay. So it is not for all users. It is if you are doing personalizing list, then it does not do any changes in the default list view. Okay, it is doing modifications only on your list view. Okay, so if suppose you have added these two fields, actual start and actual end, so these um, this is visible only to your list. If any other user, XYZ user, is at the same time if seeing this incident list, he or she want to be able to see these two fields on their list view. Okay, so that's why um, if you want any modifications on the default list view, you have to do it through configure list layout, the first option which I have told you. And if you want to bring any columns just for your reference purpose, for temporary, you just personalize it. Okay. And one more thing, that if you again, like if you have done and if you have bring a number of columns on the list view, and now if you want to again go to the default list view, you just go here and click on this reset to column defaults. When you click on this, it again resets to the default list view. Okay, so whatever you have personalized, that is again reset to the default list view. Okay, I hope that is clear. So now we go to the form view. Okay, how to configure form. So I have opened one record. Okay, so I just duplicate this tab. So now you notice that um, there are some fields here, and yeah. So let's so how to configure the form. Just right click again go to configure, and there is form layout. So in this way we just have to configure the form layout. So yeah, so these again there is left fields which is available on the table on left side, and these are selected fields. So if you want to bring any field, you just should move that field to right side. So suppose let's bring active to the right side, and then you can adjust the position of that particular field. So suppose I adjust it to let's put it beside number only. Okay. And again, like, you have to be cautious that you are in your you are doing all these steps under which view. Okay, so you should select the right view. So for now we are just doing it in default view, and let's just save it. Okay, so now you can see that active field is there. Okay, earlier it was not there. Now active field is there. Okay, so in this way you can configure the form layout. Now our other topic is configure view. So configure view, that means how we can create view. Suppose, let's so there are two different ways to create a view. I will show you both ways. So let's again go to form layout. Yeah, before um okay, I will just tell you how to configure, how to create view. So let's create a view from here. So when you see that there is view name and view is it is showing. So when you click on this, it first gives you all the available views that is available on the particular table. So you just scroll down and you can see that there's new option. So you just click to create any new view. You just click on this new. You have to give some meaningful name. For now I'm just giving it test view, test inc view. Okay, just click on OK. So now here you can decide like which fields you can keep or which fields you can remove. So let's keep only number, category. Let's remove this. Only let's keep number, category, subcategory. Let's remove this. All these things, all these things. Let's keep it simple. Okay. Okay. Let's keep all these. I've selected only few fields here. So now we are going to save this form. Okay, so until and unless you save it, the view is not created. Okay, so you just created a name and then you click on save. So now it is created, but it is not showing here. Why? Because let's just refresh it. Because when you go here and when you go to the view, you can see that it's still default view is selected. Okay, so you scroll down and now you see that your new view is created. It is there, but you have to select it. So just select it, and when you select it you can see that now it is not showing all the fields or other fields. It is showing only few fields which you have selected to the right side. Okay, so in this way you can create view. That is one way. Now what is the second way? So the second way is just go to navigator and write views here. Okay, and scroll down, there is views module. So under system UI there is views module. Just open it here. So from this list also you can create views. So you just go to, you just click on new button and you just give some name. So this name is the backend name and this title is the title which is visible on the form to select. Okay, so just let's give uh, test view inc module. Okay, because we are creating it from module, so I'm just giving module. Now this is the backend name, so I will just put test view inc mod. Okay, so in the backend name it should not contain any space. Okay, the important part is it should not contain any space. Okay, it should be continuous. So now let's save it. Okay, so now it has created a view. Now the view is created, but only there is nothing like we have just created a one record with this name. Okay, there's nothing. Now it is not useful. So to make it useful, what we have to do is in this form tab, we just click on new and we have to do the mapping. We have to do this view we have created, but we have to do the mapping that on which table it should be visible. So for now, I will select incident table. It should be visible on incident table and then submit this. Okay, now that view is applicable to incident table. Now let's go here. Let's refresh this and then let's go to views. Okay, this is very sensitive. Yeah. So now you can see that your view is available there. Now let's select it. So now it is giving fields. So why it is giving fields? Because we have not mapped any fields. Okay. But why still it is giving fields? Why? Because um, actually, if you're creating any new view, if you do not do any field mapping by yourself, then by default it will take the mapping of default view. So whatever there is in default view, it by default takes that. Okay. So let's again. So that is related to views. That is how we can create views. There are two different ways which I have showed you. Now let's talk about there's one more thing which I want to show you. Again, let's again go to the form layout. Okay. First of all, let's select the first view which we have created, this test INC view, and now let's go to form layout. Okay. Now I want to show you this this part sections. What are sections and how we can create it and how it is useful. So let's create one section, then I will describe everything. So if you want to create any section, you just go here, click on new, and just type on section here, test inc section, suppose. Okay, test inc section. Now when you create any section, now this is important that um, if you're creating any new section, then after creating new section it will not take fields by default. Okay, unlike views, it does not take any default fields. So if you have created a new section, you should at least select one field or more than one field. So let's select for now, let's select suppose chart description and what else, let's pick active. Let's pick these two fields. So suppose I have selected these four fields only in this section. Okay, now let's save it. So now you will see that one section is created here. Okay, and in this section only these four fields are visible. So how this section is beneficial? Actually, right now you won't be able to feel that, but let me create one more section. Okay, test section 02. Okay, and suppose let me put these dates, something like that. Okay, let's save it. I've created one more section. So now you see that the other section is created. So now you are able to understand that what is section. So section is nothing but different tabs on the form. So basically, how it is useful, suppose if you have 50 or 60 fields, okay, and you want to show all these 50, 60 fields on the form, then if you make all the 60 fields visible on the form at the same time, then the user experience is not good. The user feels that the form is very lengthy. There are a lot of fields. Okay. The form even looks very bigger. Okay. So to remove that or to improve that user experience, we can use sections so that uh, at the main part we just show the required details. Okay, like only 5, 6 fields or maybe 10 fields, and the remaining fields we can create sections, we can create tabs, and we can show the other fields according to the section wise. Like if this particular field is related to this section, we can show it in that section. So likewise you can create different sections, different tabs, so that your form looks very, your form does not look bigger. Okay, so in this way you can increase your form or user experience. So that's about I think these three topics we have covered. Now I want to cover one more topic before this is create new field. Okay, so creating, how to create new fields on the table, there are different ways and number of ways. But for now, I will show you only one way. Okay, I will I will just show you the basic way to create a field. So you just go to here again, configure form layout. Okay, and let's go here. When you scroll down, you can see that create new field. So from here, you can create new field on this incident table. Um, I will just test INC field. Okay, and there are different types of fields you can select. See here, I will describe you later in the course session, in the ServiceNow course session. I will describing each and everything, all the concepts of ITSM and other concepts of at ServiceNow platform. But for now, I will keep it as very basic. So I will keep it by default. It gives you string, and this length is number of actually this is the length of a string, so it calculates in the number of characters. Okay, so if I've mentioned 40, that means 40 characters are allowed in that field. Okay, so let's click on add. So when you click on add, it just added it. It creates one field and it automatically adds it on the form view. So you can, so just keep in mind that if you're creating new field from here, it automatically adds on your form view. So you have to decide then whether you want to keep that field on form or not. If you don't keep that field on form, then by default it is only available on the list view. Okay, and it is not available on the form. So let's adjust this field anywhere and then save it. Let's close this. Here you see that one field is created, this test INC field, that is a string. Okay, so this is one of the basic way to create new field. Now let's talk about our last topic, which is create user roles groups. Okay, so if you, how to create a user in ServiceNow, just search users in Navigator and scroll down. There is user administration, under it there are users module. You just open that module, it opens up the list of users that is available in the system. To create new user, you just go here Okay, and click on new. So there is no rocket science here. You just fill up all these details. So user ID is basically the unique ID, which is used to log into the instance. Okay, so if any user logs into the instance, user will use this user ID only. So that should be unique for each user. And then first name, last name, and which department the user belongs to. There are different department values like IT, HR, finance. So you can select accordingly. And then email of the user. So these are all the personal details of the user you should fill here, and then just submit it. Okay, I'm not creating any new user right now because this is very basic things. It's just fill up the details and then submit it. I will open one user for you. There is able tutor. Okay, so let's practice on this user only. So you suppose you have created one user, and that is the user profile created for that user. So now user profile is created, user can log in, but user for now user cannot do anything on ServiceNow instance. Okay, why? Because to perform any actions or any activity, the important thing which is required is roles. Okay, uh, user should have proper roles to perform any activity in the ServiceNow instance. So how to give rules? Just click on edit here, and from here you can give roles. So what are the important roles? Basically admin is the uh, admin role which has all the rights on the particular instance. So if you are working on the instance and if you are a developer, you should have admin role to perform all the activities. Okay, otherwise there are other roles, specific roles as well. Suppose ITIL, that is for service desk people. So ITIL actually role has been created, or is roles are existing in the system on the category wise. Suppose ITIL role, then report role, or some dashboard role, or some other specific roles are there. And for each category, there is the basic role and the admin role separately. Suppose this ITIL, this is the basic role and this is admin role. And if I search report, then this is a report user, then this is a report admin. So likewise, it has different roles. Suppose I assign this ITIL role to the user. When I click on save, now you see that I have just assigned one role, but there are 43 roles mapped to this user profile. Why 43 roles? Because in this one particular role there are n number of roles created under it. So there are 42 child roles assigned to this role. So that's why if I assign parent role to the user, then all the child roles are automatically assigned to that user. Okay, so that's why. Now how we can identify from this list, how we can identify which role is child, which role is parent. So basically from this field you can identify. Okay, so you can see that it's true. True because it is inherited from parent. So for any role, if this value is true, that means that is the child role that is inherited from parent. Okay, if suppose if I filter it out, then you will see that one role is there which is ITL role, and for that role mapping the inherited value is false. That means this is the parent role. Okay, so through this way you can identify that. Now let's come to groups. So what is groups? Basically, groups is there are a lot of users in the organization, but all the users working in different departments, different for different works. So suppose I have IT department. Now in IT department there are a lot of teams like IT payroll. Or suppose there is an HR department. In HR department there are a lot of teams. So HR payroll, HR administration, HR recruitment. So basically these are the teams. So in teams, for teams we have different groups. Okay, so uh, that's why we create groups. No, so one user could have multiple groups. One user could be a part of multiple groups. Okay, so that's why we can create new group here. It's not a big deal. It's just click on new, and you can give the group name, group email, manager of that group, if there is any parent group, and then the group description. That's all. Okay, or if there is an existing group, you just go here, click on edit, and you can assign that group. Suppose I assign this capacity management, cab approval. Okay, and I just click on save. Now you just scroll down and see that these two groups have been assigned to the user profile. So standalone user profile cannot do anything. It should have some roles. It should have some groups. Okay, after that only there is the user profile makes some sense. Okay, so I think that's all from the video, and from in the future I will be releasing the sessions on ServiceNow core, that is purely the concepts on the advanced level. On the ITSM part I will be covering, so just be with me, and I will try to release those videos soon, and there I will be covering the topics one by one, the crucial topics which might also help you in the interviews, and good learning on ServiceNow. So, yep, just be with me, and thank you for listening me, and just provide your comments on the comment section of this video, so that I will be closely monitoring those comments, so that I can answer your questions or your suggestions. Um, and Yeah, please do like and do subscribe my channel, so that you will be updated for the future videos. And if you really like my descriptions, or if the session is helpful, just like my video, so that I will get that encouragement to do more videos. Okay, thank you guys, thank you so much.